The Royal Navy has joined the U.S. Navy to do some cold water training in the Arctic, where the sea temperature is approximately 4 Celsius. HMS Kent joined 2 US destroyers, a nuclear submarine, support ship and long-range maritime aircraft, as well as the Duke-class frigate, which is based in Portsmouth. The Royal Navy deployed a Merlin helicopter from 814 Naval Air Squadron. The training exercise also involved the R-Labor-class destroyers USS Donald Cook and USS Porter. Commander Matt Sykes, commanding officer of HMS Kent, said, "I am delighted for HMS Kent to have this opportunity to work with our US allies. Conducting an exercise in the Arctic Circle is a new challenge for the ship's company, whose dedication and professionalism in preparing for this exercise have been impressive. The challenges of working in this extreme environment should not be underestimated, but HMS Kent's presence here continues to demonstrate the UK's commitment to the North Atlantic and High North." Finally, I would like to thank the friends and families of HMS Kent for their unswerving support throughout this period. Lieutenant Georgia Harding, HMS Kent's Principal Warfare Officer for Underwater Warfare, said, "This exercise is the culmination of the high-intensity period of anti-submarine warfare training that has seen a step change in HMS Kent's readiness to conduct operations. Being able to work with US Navy ships, submarines and aircraft is an excellent opportunity to further hone our skills in a challenging environment." The waters are no warmer than 4 degrees Celsius. Sea temperature, as well as salinity and various temperature layers, play key roles in how effective sonar is. HMS Kent joined 2 American destroyers, a nuclear submarine, support ship and long-range maritime patrol aircraft above the Arctic Circle this week to practice skills in challenging environmental conditions. The Plymouth-based frigate, as well as the Merlin helicopter from 814 Naval Air Squadron, is designed to help protect the UK's nuclear deterrent and keep Britain safe. HMS Kent has linked up with R-Labor-class destroyers USS Donald Cook and USS Porter, fast combat support ship USNS Supply, an American P-8A Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft, and a U.S. nuclear-powered submarine. The exercise involves more than 1,200 military personnel from the 2 nations, conducting key training in support of the UK's defence. Commander Matt Sykes, commanding officer of HMS Kent, said, "I am delighted for HMS Kent to have this opportunity to work with our US allies. Conducting an exercise in the Arctic Circle is a new challenge for the ship's company, whose dedication and professionalism in preparing for this exercise have been impressive. The challenges of working in this extreme environment should not be underestimated, but HMS Kent's presence here continues to demonstrate the UK's commitment to the North Atlantic and High North." Finally, I would like to thank the friends and families of HMS Kent for their unswerving support throughout this period. Both the UK and the US are committed to ensuring no one nation dominates the Arctic region, an area of growing importance due to increased activity in melting polar ice. Anglo-US anti-submarine warfare training took place in UK waters just a few weeks ago, when the 2 allies teamed up to help train future boat commanders undertaking the Royal Navy's world-renowned Submarine Command Course, also known as Perisher. It's the second time in 2 months that the Royal Navy has tested its ability to operate in challenging conditions off the Norwegian coast, after a Kent sister frigate HMS Sutherland pitted herself against a Norwegian submarine in March. Lieutenant Georgia Harding, HMS Kent's Principal Warfare Officer for Underwater Warfare, said, "This exercise is the culmination of the high-intensity period of anti-submarine warfare training that has seen a step change in HMS Kent's readiness to conduct operations. Being able to work with US Navy ships, submarines and aircraft is an excellent opportunity to further hone our skills in a challenging environment. The waters of the Arctic are no warmer than 4 C and sea temperature plays a key role in the efficiency of sonar systems. HMS Kent's operations play a key role in the UK's defence. The Royal Navy continues to conduct training ashore and at sea in order to fulfil its critical outputs now and in the future. The U.S. Navy's 6th Fleet, C-6F, conducted a bilateral naval anti-submarine warfare (ASW) exercise with the Royal Navy above the Arctic Circle on May 1st. 6th Fleet announced for the exercise are Labour-class Aegis destroyers USS Donald Cook, DDG-75, and USS Porter, DDG-78, and fast combat support ship USNS Supply, TAOE-6, were joined by the Royal Navy's HMS Kent, F-78. Additionally, a U.S. submarine, as well as a P-8A Poseidon multi-mission maritime patrol and reconnaissance aircraft from Patrol Squadron, VP-4 supported the training. This exercise reinforces the combined training that the nations received last month while participating in the UK's Submarine Command Course, SMCC, for more than 70 years. 6th Fleet has operated forces across the region in support of maritime security and stability. Our regional alliances remain strong because of our regular operations and exercises with partner navies, and we welcome this opportunity to work collaboratively at sea, while enhancing our understanding of Arctic operations, said Vice ADM Lisa Franchetti, Commander, U.S. 6th Fleet. The multinational anti-submarine exercise in the High North, made up of approximately 1,200 sailors from the U.S. Navy and Royal Navy, is the latest in a series of U.S. ships operating above the Arctic Circle. In 2018, elements of the USS Harry S. Truman Carrier Strike Group and the USS Iwo Jima Expeditionary Strike Group operated above the Arctic Circle in support of NATO exercise Trident Juncture. In 2019, the forward-deployed destroyer USS Donald Cook and a SAG from U.S. 2nd Fleet led by USS Normandy, CG-60, and USS Farragut, DDG-99, also operated separately above the Arctic Circle. The United States is an Arctic nation and has enduring security interests in the Arctic region. We work with our Arctic and European partners to ensure an open Arctic by continuing freedom of navigation and overflight through the region, as well conducting land, air, and sea operations required for deterrence, presence, and Arctic security. C-6F forces deploy throughout the European and African theater and continue to operate above the Arctic Circle to support a secure and stable region, working cooperatively with other nations to address shared challenges. The 2 U.S. destroyers, based in Rota, Spain, support NATO's integrated air missile defense architecture. These forward-deployed naval forces Europe ships have the flexibility to operate throughout the waters of Europe and Africa, from the Cape of Good Hope to the Arctic Circle, demonstrating their mastery of the maritime domain. U.S. 6th Fleet, headquartered in Naples, Italy, conducts the full spectrum of joint and naval operations, often in concert with allied and interagency partners, in order to advance U.S. national interests in security and stability in Europe and Africa. Approximately 1,200 sailors participated in the bilateral U.S. British anti-submarine exercise off the coast of northern Norway. The U.S. warships involved were the 2 guided missile destroyers USS Donald Cook and USS Porter, as well as the large supply vessel USNS Supply. The British Navy ship was the frigate HMS Kent. U.S. Navy does not name the participating nuclear-powered submarine. Vice ADM Lisa Franchetti, Commander, U.S. 6th Fleet, said in a statement the exercise is enhancing the U.S. Navy's collaborative understanding of Arctic operations. We are working with our partners to enhance our combined capabilities as we conduct maritime security operations and training in the Arctic region, said Franchetti. Our ships must be prepared to operate across all mission sets, even in the most unforgiving environments. This is especially critical in the Arctic, where the austere weather environment demands constant vigilance and practice, the commander said. Two days ago, on April 29th, two of the Northern Fleet's maritime Tu-142 reconnaissance and anti-submarine warfare planes were flying over the Barents, Norwegian and North Seas, the Barents Observer reported. The long-range aircraft were followed by Norwegian and British fighter jets. This was the fourth time in 2 months that Russian anti-submarine aircraft were flying south along the coast of Norway.